Hello, beloved ones. It's an intentional Monday, an intentional Monday. And the question that is coming through, or the topic for this week is, do you need suffering for you to evolve? Is suffering really, really necessary? And I love it because as it's an intentional Monday, it's also an opportunity or an opening for you to really set an intention about your evolution in this lifetime, to commit to something. Do you need suffering for you to evolve? Is it necessary for you to keep on running from something? And this is why I brought in the definition of suffering, because that's also different for all of us. What do you call suffering? And the definition that I picked was suffering is being in pain or misery. But is it necessary for you to be there? For you to finally snap out of it and say, you know what? I'm not going to disrespect myself and stay in this life to just be in pain. Or snap out of it and say, you know what? No matter what happened, no matter what I went through, I am not going to allow that experience to define the rest of my life. And I believe as we just saying this, we know by now that suffering is not necessary for you to evolve. But apparently, as much as we know it's not necessary for us to evolve, as humans, we have been conditioned to be comfortable until pain comes. We stay in one place or in one situation until we realize that, you know what, this is way too much. I cannot handle this pain. That's when we run. Like I said, we run from something. And I'm just inviting you, if you so choose, to just entertain an idea of how would it feel like to walk towards something expansive. Because with humans, the reason that we want to belong, which is it is not something that is expansive, but because of the fear and what we make change mean, we tend to stay in one situation because it's more comfortable. It's kind of like, I know the situation, I've been here, and I know the people that I can be around, and therefore you limit yourself to moving into something new because it's like it's a new territory, it's a new kind of new experiences and all that. And therefore you wait until it starts to be really painful. The thorns are just pricking on you, and it's like you have to run. When it's just you making a choice, it's much easier. And also, the other question is, what do you make those experiences mean? Because that's also what defines suffering, where you are resisting what is. You don't want it to be, because in your perception, in your own beliefs, in your own understanding, this should not happen. This must not happen. And that's what makes suffering, where it's like, just, I don't want to experience this. If I am enough, then I should not be going through certain experiences. If God is real and God loves me, I should not be going through certain experiences. That's what the personality say. That's what the humans say. But your soul does not believe that. Your soul knows you are powerful. Your soul knows what you are here to bring. And at times when you stay comfortable for a long time, it kind of like creates certain experiences so that you can bring out the vast being that you are, the light that you are, the one who knows there is no suffering, the one who does not resist but allows, knowing that when you acknowledge what is, it can take you can swiftly move to your next experience or your new way of being. Because I went through experiences where I felt my life was really ending. It was too painful. And now when I look back, I realize that pain, like I say, the losing my children or separating from my children is an experience that shattered me. It shattered my heart into pieces. But at the same time, it's the same experience that restored me. It's the same experience that brought me to me. Had it not happened, I wouldn't have found myself. But did I need to go through that for me to find myself? No. There were so many things that were happening prior to this, where I kind of like I knew from within me that there is something, that spark that speaks. It, like I said, it does not make noise, it doesn't shout. There is just that knowing that comes. It's so subtle. Oh, it doesn't come from the ego. It knows it doesn't need to prove anything. It's who you are. It's that voice that you know from within you. It's that feeling that comes, that you feel in your womb space, that you feel in your heart, where you feel like there is something that I'm here to. There's something bigger, but you don't follow it. Because in your mind, it's like, why? I'm crazy. Why should it be me? Why would I be that? Why not that other person? Because I know that they're better. I know that they're holy. I know they have been praised. I have not been anything in the eyes of other people, because you might have been asked so many questions to say, who are you? At times, even when you speak your mind, you might have been asked, who are you? Who do you think you are? Because that's something that for me, I heard that so many times, even in the relationship that I was in. And I still remember there is a friend that I had who said, if you are not willing to be submissive, how you're gonna die single, and there's a word that he used, but really like frustrated and all that. And I just laughed. And I had similar conversations with different people where I asked, especially questioning, to say, why is it defined who a woman is and who a woman cannot be? What if there is something bigger for me as a woman, for me as a woman to do here? Because there are certain experiences that if it happens to a woman, there is more shame that comes with that. There is more that not enoughness that comes with that. Therefore, we buy into the stories. We're being conditioned to believe into all the stories. And the question today is, are you willing to look at yourself with your own eyes? Because your own eyes, when I ask you that, you might be thinking, I don't see myself as that. Because you are seeing yourself through the eyes of your caretakers, through the eyes of your society, of your cultures. But when you clear that, you are able to see and hear with your heart. Because the condition is what makes you believe that you are not worthy of it. That makes you believe you have to be broken, which at the same time is not everyone who gets broken and gets out of it. Because the more you get those experiences and you get broken, it's kind of like, the more you believe that you are not worthy of it. But you can believe where you are, where things are fine, where everything is, wherever you are. You know, I had a conversation with a gentleman the other time, and he said, oh, things are just okay for me right now, so there's no need for me to do anything. And how many of you tell yourself that? This is why I'm asking, what is your intention? You feel you have to be where you are until things become stagnant, and until things become messy, for you to now decide to do something about your life, for you to start taking action? Or you're going to make an agreement, have that intention to say you're going to be driven by the joy, by things being okay. The more okay they are, the more you're going to expand and become and let it be bigger. Or you're afraid that when you have desires, when things are okay and you have extra desires, it's not okay. It's selfishness. So no, just be comfortable with where you are. No, we are here to change, and it is safe for you to want more, knowing that you can create more when you align with your soul. When I say, like, when I talk about aligning your personality with your soul, which is really listening to your soul. Because if you are not willing to listen to your soul, then your soul will make it for you. I'll share this last story with you. When I was going through my divorce, I used to tell people that my human is scared, and indeed my human was scared. And it was not only the fear that was for me, it was the fear of many women who walked before me. It was the fear of what's not supposed to be. It was the fear of living my life without a man, because there was that big conditioning, which was also a big part that impacted my finances. Where when I worked on my stuff, and I realized I had this belief that a man has to provide for me. So there was a part of me that was sabotaging me creating finances and being abundant, because I believe that a man has to come and do that for me. So when the divorce thing came through, my human was scared. And my team, which is ancestors and all that, they were also because it has never been done. It's like, how are you going to live without this? But there was a part of me that I tapped into, and I tapped into a part of them, which is like that, the warrior, the goddess warrior that is in them, the unapologetic, really unstoppable version of the women who walked this path before in my lineage. I could tap into that part, but what I felt was grief of the loss of self, because when they walked here, they lost themselves to just be the support to the men in their life. They never really allowed all of that to come through. And that's what I was carrying. But my soul was dancing, because my soul knew this is the time for me to really put an end to all of that. This is the time to set a pace so that those who came before me can really heal that is unhealed, to create a space, a new way of being for those who are in the future, like my children and those that they're going to carry. And someone had to take a stand. And I know how it is to be in that edge where you are afraid. Am I going to do it? Am I going to live? And I knew that if I share it with anyone, they're going to tell me, they're going to bring the fears that they have in that system. And I went through it by myself. By the moment I told everyone, I was done, because this was a mission between me and my soul. I knew what my soul came here to do. But as much as I knew, I was not brave enough to make a decision. I kind of like stood my ground and I said, this is who I am. This is what I'm here to do. And I was extending my hand to my ex-husband and said, hold my hand. Trust me. Trust that this is my path. And he said no. But he went ahead and filed for divorce. And I went through those pain when all that was happening. I felt the pain from my personality. And I felt the joy that came from my soul, because my soul knew better. It knew my power. It knew that I am unbreakable. Nothing is going to break me. And I'm sharing this message with you to say what we call suffering is what the personality is afraid of, because the personality does not know who it is, because the personality is holding into experiences that it went through. But when you align your personality with your soul, you realize that you are indeed powerful. That's when you tap into that flow, that love that is unconditional. When you tap into who you really are. So what is your intention with your evolution? Are you willing to just sit there and say, it's okay here, I'm going to be here until things get messy? That's when I'll take action. Or you are willing to be in that joy, in that okay, and say, I'm allowing it to be bigger. I'm allowing that to grow. And you allow what is coming through to come through for you. You allow what your soul is here to really be born in this lifetime, because times are different. Are you willing to be the voice for those women who did not have the chance, the opportunity to change things? Are you willing to be the one who plant a seed for generations who are going to come after you, to say it can be done differently? Because when there is that dance that is coming through, not only from not only the fear and the grief that they've carried, but there is that dance that comes through where it's like some things are not okay, be afraid, but there is a dance that comes through that has been brought only by you, to say it has been different. When you listen, even if it's not so noisy, it's just subtle. You listen and you hear, or those who come after you, they hear. you ululating. They hear a voice, some noise, some drums saying someone came here and they did it, and so can you. And you become that anchor. So will it be. But you gotta raise your hand and take a stand and say, I'm gonna be a representative of women or of those people who went before me. I'm gonna show them how it is easy to evolve in joy. I'm going to show them how it is to really own my power, align my personality with my soul so that I can be all that I am, so that I can harness my power, my gifts, all that I am, so that I can heal the broken hearts, so that I can be the one to really hold those children who are crying and tell them that there's a new way of being. I've got you. And teach them how to hold their other children as well. Because we are here to be the parents to our children. And imagine if you can be the one who is helping or showing the other ones to hold their inner children and love them. To be the one who is helping your children to say, where I may have faltered, if I was not able to do it properly, you have the love, you have your team. Because we are not walking this path alone. We are supported at all times. With all that said, what is your intention? Is it going to be through suffering, or are you going to choose joy and allow whatever that comes through and choose not to be in it and choose not to befriend misery or pain? That's you making an agreement with yourself and saying, I love you so much and I want you to expand, and I am an action taker. I am whole. I don't have to wait until I'm broken. And if you are at a stage where you feel you are broken, just know that you can make that intention to say, I'm willing to claim my wholeness, to be restored, rejuvenated, and harness my power and really know who I am. Because the part of you that feels it's broken is the personality. But in your soul level sees the bright light, an amazing, powerful being that you are. And at times you deny it. You dance around whatever that is happening. And you wonder, is it okay? But your soul is dancing. It feels it. It feels the calling. It hears the music. Follow it. Follow that subtle voice. I love you. And with that was an intentional Monday. Much love. I know you take action. I know you are so much loving. I know you are ready to embrace the power that you are. Much love.